Hello, my little ratlings, and welcome back to my kingdom, where everyone gathers round to slob my knob. And I'll tell you right now, that's one of the many taxes in this kingdom. Today, we have a request for a possum, or opossum, which is part of the rodent kingdom. And while my specialty is rats, I will take a crack at a fellow rodent. Now, on to one of my favorite subjects in terms of acting out, playing jokes, and genuinely trying to get some shock humor, is the 50s level misogyny. It is so funny to just randomly to a friend or to somebody who's just getting on your damn nerves, just do like a, what's it, an Atlantic style voice and just say, "Well, I do say that, Margaret. The only thing a woman should be is in the kitchen, minding a man is, and staying out of sight. You know, to be a woman is to be silenced." It's like shit like that. That is so goddamn funny to me. Yeah, you don't have to do the accent. You just say something crazy. People will just be like, "Yo, what the fuck's wrong with you?" It's like, the fuck's wrong with me? The fuck's wrong with me is that it's 7 o'clock, there's no dinner on the table, and I don't have a martini in my hand. That's what the fuck's wrong with me. I've only worked all day and expected to be greeted with a kiss, pipe and slippers, ready-made dinner that hasn't been burnt, and a nice gin and tonic to enjoy the rest of my evening while I peruse the paper and listen to my old jazz albums. But you know what I have here? We have a lazy, intolerant woman who I don't even believe has vacuumed these floors today, as they look quite grimy. And, you know what? Where's all my money going, if not for a glorious amount of shopping trips? That is kind of crazy. You show like that. It's my favorite thing to joke about. Sometimes. A lot of the times, not sometimes. That shit cracks me up genuinely, because it's just like, it's like, wow. That's an amazing level of misogyny. And misogyny is so fucking funny. You can really rev somebody up with that shit. You're gonna get two kind of people when you do your misogyny bit. You're either gonna get somebody who jokes around back with you, which is amazing. If you can get somebody you can have like a nice chemistry back and forth with just doing misogyny jokes with each other, you know, then you got a golden goose there. Not a lot of people are willing to joke around like that, which is kind of a bummer. Because in the end of the day, it's all jokes. Now I understand completely that there are some people that or just genuinely misogynistic, and you know it's like, ugh, that's kind of crazy. It's like, you know, we all have our fits and bounds of misogyny, but like you're real. That's kind of nuts. It's like, you know, yeah, you can't even tell these people to tone it down because this is just a mindset they've had since like I'm assuming young. They were like influenced by television they definitely should have been watching, or they had just like watched their like, you know, childhood where the father would work all day and the mom was expected to literally do everything. And it's like, eh, you know, it works for people, not all people, but it works for people. Some women genuinely want to be a trad wife, and men genuinely want to be the provider. And if they have a system that works for them, you know, God bless them. God bless them. That's what they want, and it's just how they clicked. You know, that's the kind of household they want to raise, and they shouldn't be judged for it. But then you have the uncomfortable cases of misogyny where it's not what it appears to be, where it's like maybe the man or woman had kind of like led their partner astray, and now they're kind of stuck in a situation where it's like, I'm now forced to be the provider, or I am now forced to be a housewife and mother, and I didn't want any of that. And that happens a lot more than you think. And it's like a bummer, man. Because it's like, oh man, I met this most amazing girl in the entire world. Like, she treats me nice, she actually listens to what I have to say, and I feel seen. And then, like, you get married because you have this mindset of a beautiful woman that genuinely gives a shit about you. And then all of a sudden in the marriage, she like quits a job. Is like, I think we're just kind of gonna focus around on the house, and maybe you're in a position where you're like, you know what, I am getting paid enough, and I'll kind of like let her pursue what she wants to pursue, you know, because I love this woman and I want to give her all the opportunities I can as her loving husband. Or maybe it's like you're just kind of scraping by and you don't really agree with that, and then she does that really awesome emotional manipulation where she'll throw around of, you don't care about me or my happiness, even though you're trying to build like a family with this woman, a life with this woman, and suddenly you're guilted into kind of being the sole provider, whether it's you get a second job or you have to get more hours. Not ideal either way. So it's like now you're more tired, you can't pursue things that make you happy. Suddenly you have to cancel a lot of outings with your buddies because this bitch decided she didn't want to work anymore. And then, God forbid, this bitch gets pregnant. Now, you got three mouths to feed, including yourself, and this bitch now just wants to be a stay-at-home mother. And it's like, what the fuck? It's like, well, hey, honey, how about after, maybe a few months or whatever, you go back to work too at your job, and like, that way we could kind of like afford a nanny, and that way we could like kind of get back to where we were. And now she's crying and saying, oh, this is the time where a mother needs to be with their child the most to establish a bond. And it's like, yo, what about me? I'm the dad. I would like to bond my kid too, so they don't think I'm a absent father. And it's just like, no, 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 it's different with men. You're not really even supposed to be in the picture anyway. What the actual are you talking about? I helped you create this little bundle, this little angel, this heaven above, and now I'm not even allowed to like associate with it because you decided that you were gonna quit your job, stay home, and do whatever the it is you do while I'm out there working like 80-hour work weeks at my two jobs where I barely get any sleep. You don't even cook dinner anymore. You're just kind of lazing about, fucking around with your friends, spending all our savings on God knows fucking what. And you know she's not even really caring about the kid. She just wanted to be taken care of and she wanted a provider. That's all it is. And that poor son of a bitch was swept up into that situation. And I feel for men like that, man. That fucking sucks. Dudes don't fucking deserve to go through that shit. They thought they were getting a genuine partner, and all of a sudden, they've got basically two kids they gotta take care of. And what the kind of life is that? That sucks. Men deserve so much fucking more than what these fucking bitches are giving us. You know what I mean? And yeah. What started as a bit of a funny video is really getting me a bit of on a tangent. Apologize on that. It's just like, a shit gets me so motherfucking heated, dude. It's like, what makes you so motherfucking entitled that all of a sudden you gotta put it down, you gotta put down the workday, and you decided that you just don't need to work? It's like, well, I gotta take care of the kid. And it's like, yeah, well, the kid's not even born yet, dude. And we are low on savings because you decided we were gonna have this extravagant wedding when I was okay with something small and intimate and with close family and friends. I don't even know half these people. You suddenly say you have all these friends from college, and all of a sudden it went from like a 20-person to a 90-person wedding, and we have to pay per plate. It's like, what do you do with that, man? Obviously, you want to make your girl happy, but like, as soon as the honeymoon phase goes and the rose tinted glasses are shattered, now you're kind of stuck in a situation where you have no sense of freedom. You can't hang out with your buddies and watch the game anymore. You always have to be in a state of working. You are working, sleeping, eating, and back. And that's rinse and repeat, dude. That's rinse and motherfucking repeat. And that's such bullshit. Like, what the hell? This is not what we paid on. We agreed to build a life together. Why am I the only one doing it? I don't fucking get it. Why am I the only one trying hard for what I believe in, for what I thought we both believed in? But, I digress. I'm glad to be back at the kingdom and talk to all my lovelies, my little ratlings, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a good night.